Hi guys, today I'll be ranking all of the films from the Conjuring franchise, and I hope you enjoy. So basically, the Conjuring's like possessions and stuff, and ghosts and demons, basically. And I've recently watched this movie loads of times, and I've watched all of them back to back. I'm gonna be ranking them from worst to best. And also, it might depend on the scare factor, like if it scared me or not, or like good storyline, good twist, good characters, etc. Starting from the west. Yes, Annabelle is last. I think most people's last or Annabelle and the Nun. But the next one was like tied. Like I was just debating which one would be last, or like which movie was better. But I think this one was a bit worse. I do like the characters. The characters, like the main one, I do like her. Also, I do. Annabelle's one of my favorite demons from the Conjuring franchise, and this movie kind of let her down. I do like Malvis, the demon. I just felt like we kind of saw him like too many times, and the thing that makes Malvis creepy, like seeing him in shadows, but at least you saw him in bright light when he jump scared. I knew there was a jump scare coming, but that didn't get me. Yeah, the scare factor. No jump scares got me. Probably the only one that nearly got me was the one near the end, the final act, where Malphite is on the ceiling and then yeets it from the other girl into the hallway. That's probably the one that nearly scared me. I also like quite like a little bit of the storyline because it was really interesting about Annabelle Higgins and that and her family. And I like how she passed her soul into the Annabelle doll. Then weird stuff started happening like more frequently. But I did find that a bit creepy about. Also, something I didn't like about this movie is like the plot. Like someone had to offer their soul. I know that's what demons want, but I kind of find that lame. And I like how the girl sacrificed herself to save, well, John and Mia is her name. Mia or her daughter. Yeah, Mia. Fix Mia. Yeah, to save John and Mia's baby and them, which I found quite nice, but I kind of felt it was too like. I find it quite smart for Malvis to like hide the baby to get Mia to do it. I find that quite smart. Also, my favourite scene from this movie is probably like when the baby's like sat on the floor and then Mia's in the other room, the dolls, and then Annabelle pops up and then Annabelle, Annabelle starts levitating. I find that a bit creepy. And the reason this lasts, because I think the other country movies are slightly better than this. This is probably just the weakest, in my opinion. So if I did like a little marathon with someone was like this, probably the movie I'd like not look forward to watch again. I just wanted to see what Annabelle. I know it's Annabelle. It's like an Annabelle movie. It's not really revolved around Annabelle. It is kinda because Malvis and Annabelle dog like connected as Annabelle's conduit or something. But this is just last, in my opinion. Next. Yeah, the Nun and Annabelle's debating because mostly everyone's rankings I've seen the Nun and Annabelle either last or after, but the Nun's seventh for me, in my opinion. I prefer Valak than Annabelle, and Valak's probably my favourite demon from the Conjuring franchise, and this movie kind of let her down. I did like the storyline was kind of boring in my opinion, as it was this nun and priest, I think, going to Romania or something, because some witch hung herself, and they're like, I don't know, staying there for some reason. The scares in this movie didn't get me, really. Probably nearly got me, but none of them did. I don't know why. I'm really hard to be scared, I think. And I feel like Valak was defeated too easily by how, what's her name? Sister Irene, yeah. Sister Irene, like, just spat on her with some blood. I think it was like Jesus or something, and that's how Valak died. And I kind of wanted more of a fight from Valak, like more of a fight. And I like how she possessed the other dude. Can't remember his name. I like how at the end it's like tied in with the first Conjuring. I find that cool. As that's the man at the exorcism. I kind of wanted to see more Valak and more power from the demon, because I felt like she was more stronger in The Conjuring 2 than this movie, if I'm honest. I just wish we saw more, like, power, like, but if I had a favourite scene from this movie, it's probably when Sister Irene's praying with the other nuns. I kind of found that a bit cool. And I also liked when it had all those, when Sister Irene got possessed by the sack head thing, and then that man gets yeeted to the wall and stuff. I found that a bit okay, but overall, this movie's kind of boring for me, and but Annabelle's slightly worse. But overall, I wouldn't be excited to watch this either. But if I had to watch it, I would. Next. Yep, The Conjuring the Devil Made Me Do It. The latest one to The Conjuring. Yeah, out the trilogy of The Conjuring so far, this is probably the worst. I do like the aspect of Arnie Johnson, like, pleading demonic possession and as his defense. Probably was the first one or something. I find that a bit smart. I do like that storyline. Also, I liked Lorraine and Ed in this movie. It's probably one of their best movies, in my opinion. I just Lorraine and Ed's like love story and stuff, especially at the end when they dance. But I do like when Lorraine and Ed are in the woods and then they try to find Katie or something, or Lorraine does with her visions. And then she's like following. I found that's probably like my favourite scene from The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. Hear me out. The start of the movie was great. I loved it. I liked it's just I like the opening to this movie, but then I started getting bored. It's kind of like also the acting in this movie was really good, and the ending I didn't get it. Wasn't he in like a prison mental hospital thing? Arnie was, and then he was actually like when the demon was coming out of him or when he was possessed. He literally did it in front of like the whole guard or something. So I don't know why he's guilty. I don't understand that. Someone explain. But also the demon or whatever for this movie was quite lame. I think it was like a human, and then it was just a demon controlling or telling the person to do stuff, like to possess Arnie and stuff, like witchy type stuff. Yeah, it's kind of I don't kind of like the demon and the scares in this movie. Ugh, didn't really get me, except from like the one when Ed's in like a dream or something or vision, and that thing just like boom, that kind of got me. That's the only one that kind of got me. But I know my rankings might be weird or something, but I'm a 15-year-old. My opinions might change in the future as I grow up. Also, I did like how we kind of went into Ed and stuff, like kind of focused on Ed for a bit as he was going a bit crazy, nearly killed Lorraine twice. I really liked that about this movie, how we kind of went in with Ed instead of Lorraine and her visions in like Conjuring 1 and 2. He was kind of going crazy, and I liked how we saw that with him. But overall, this movie was okay. If I would rewatch it again, but I'd probably get bored and like very quickly. But it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's okay movie for me. Next. Okay, don't judge me. I know I might get hate for putting a curse of Luna after Well, after the Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It, because I know the Conjuring movies are like the main. It's just my opinion, and I'm a 15-year-old. My opinions might change as I grow up. So, this movie follows a mother who drowned her two children after her husband cheated, but she felt guilty about it, so she drowned herself too. But the modern day, there's this mum and her two kids, and also another mum and her two kids, someone called Patricia, and this caseworker comes in and like frees them, and then they're like, who is it? Like, I really hate how they don't say who it is, and I was like, they won't believe you, but why are you getting the mum sent down for something she didn't do? She's only trying to protect them. I get kind of her, but she's kind of annoyed at trying to drag the children out of the house. The final act, that kind of really annoyed me. I just don't know why any of the children told the mothers what it just said nothing. That pissed me off about this movie, but I do like The Curse of Light, Lolona. I find it to be a good movie. It really gives me chills. Her face just gives me chills. It wasn't scary. It didn't scare me at all. It just gave me chills. And especially the bathroom scene where La Llorona puts her fingers in the hair. I was like, ugh, it just gave me chills. That's probably my favorite scene from the movie. I just didn't know why they didn't tell their mother who it was or anything. But I do like the end. It's cool, but why would that girl get that teddy? If you know you're getting like haunted by a demon, surely you don't want to step out and just get a teddy, just buy a new one or something. I know you're a little girl and you need your comfort toys, but ugh, some people annoyed me in this movie. And I like how there was two children who sadly got drowned by La Llorona, the demon. I liked how they did that. Like they at least let one, like, well, two victims fall, and then it to go to the main protagonists. I liked how they did that. So it went from the main kids that got rescued from a caseworker to her kids. I like that little transition. Also, the Velma actress, don't know her name. I liked her. She was really good. Her acting was really good. The acting in this movie was brilliant. Also, yep, we got a little cameo of Father, whatever his name is, from Annabelle. And he helped, and he did mention it. I know this movie is not really tied in with Conjuring, as it said, but it is kind of. He mentioned the doll, that's all really, but it says it's a Conjuring movie, so I'm putting it in my rankings. But I did find this movie to be good. Like, it's really suspenseful scenes that kind of give me chills when you hear her crying and the kid or children like follow it. Like, it's just creepy. This movie's really creepy and gives me chills. That's why it's like high. If I say like half, but if I would rewatch this, it's a good movie in my opinion. The rest of this rankings, they're good movies. I wouldn't mind rewatching, but this movie's good, and I recommend you guys watch it for like beginners or something. Anyway, to the next ranking movie. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yes, Annabelle Comes Home. I really enjoyed this movie. It's one of my favorite Annabelle movies. As it's just I love the actress Madison. She's really good in this movie. Also, I like the characters and the acting. The acting is good. Also, scare factor was quite good, especially one where Mary Ellen's like got the coin and then that guy appears. That kind of scared me. And I like how we got to like have a movie with like kind of just Judy instead of the Warrens. I liked how the Warrens were in this movie. The only spin off they're in, I think. But I liked how it was kind of focused around Judy and her school and like how she's being bullied, how she sees seeing priest. I love that. I love how we got to see that. Also, Mary Ellen's friend, dumb, stupid, but I do like her character. I kind of understand her. She just wanted to talk to her dad and apologize. I really do feel bad for her, but if you believe, well, if people say that the Warrens are like demonologists and stuff, why would you open the case and it says a warning? Possibly didn't open. That was a really dumb moment for me. And Annabelle was brilliant in this movie. She was a lot better in this movie than from the first Annabelle. She was better in this movie. Don't mind me assuming Annabelle's gender. But Annabelle was good in this movie, in my opinion. I liked how Annabelle was just everywhere in the house. Like the remote, like opens the door. That was a bit cheeky of Annabelle teasing them. But Annabelle, yeah, better in this movie than Annabelle 2014. And I kind of wish we got more of the possessed Daniela. The one who opened, like, started everything. I really wish we, like, when she got possessed, I wish there was more possessed Daniela, because it really didn't last long. And I find Judy really smart for playing the Exorcist thing that Ed did. Really smart for her. Also, I like to see where Mary Ellen. Well, we'll start off with Judy in her bedroom. Start off. I love the light thing switch from Annabelle's growth. That was one of my favourite scenes. And also, I liked when Lorraine, quote quote, Lorraine was on the phone and saying, "Can I speak to Annabelle?" That's creepy. Then it turned into like demonic voice. Just, I love the final act of this movie. It's really good. And I like how everything in the artifact room like came to life. Like nearly everyone. It's really creepy. And am I the only one who thought that the wedding dress lady who visited Judy was La Llorona? I really don't know why. I was like, is that La Llorona in this movie? Like, did the words capture her spirit or something, or mannequin, or whatever? I don't know why I thought that. Dumb moment for me. Ooh. Also, I think the Bob thing should have been removed. Like, it was cute and all for Mary Ellen, Mary Ellen's crush. I don't think it was needed. I like how he slowly was in the near final act as that wolf. I didn't like that wolf at all. I didn't like how that wolf showed itself. Kind of reminded me of Goosebumps, as Madison's already in another Goosebumps movie, Goosebumps 2. I didn't like that werewolf. Kind of literally gave me Goosebumps vibes. But I really did like this movie. Mary Ellen was one of my favourite characters from the Conjuring franchise, in my opinion. She's really sweet, she's brave, and I liked how they foreshadowed in her inhaler, like at the shop saw my inhaler. I was like, oh, I bet someone's gonna have she like leaves her asthma thing somewhere, inhaler, and then she's gonna have a little asthma attack. I just knew it. I find that really smart how they put that in for her character. Also, the actress that plays Judy in this movie is really good, and she did a brilliant job. Also, my favourite scene from this movie the television scene in the artifact room. That gave me chills. It was really cool how it was like delayed. That was my favourite scene from Annabelle Comes Home. It just gave me chills, and I really like it, to be honest. I like how she's just in the artifact room, and I liked when the piano starts playing, then she plays it, and then her dad's like, oh, that's something she wouldn't want to see. But I like the ending, how like Lorraine like talks to Daniela, but Daniela thinks she's in trouble. But I like Lorraine's little speech at the end, like, all the evil in here reminds me how much good's out there. I like that line from Lorraine for some reason. But overall, this movie was really good. I love this movie, and I won't mind rewatching it, rewatching it. To the next one. Okay, top 3. Yep, Annabelle Creation. Annabelle Creation is slightly like the slightest better than Annabelle Comes Home, in my opinion. I just love, like, I just love Annabelle's backstory. I love how Malvis is one of the smartest, I forgot to say it, in Annabelle number 1, how Malvis is really smart. Like, he was smart in Annabelle 2014, offered so that was smart, but he's really smart in this movie. Or, I don't know, he, how the demon Malvis managed to manipulate Annabelle Higgins Higgins. Is it Higgins? No, that's after. Annabelle would be manipulate her parents to let in Malvis with the doll so they could see B again. They're obviously manipulated, but they made a huge mistake. Yep, one of the scenes, my favourite, is like where Annabelle's at the tea thing with the Annabelle doll and like transforms when Mrs. Mullins has got the cross. That was really creepy. Like, I just love the setting of this movie. The setting's really good and the actors, well, the acting's really good. The setting out, like, I just like the setting, I don't know why. So a good setting to choose a prequel. And I love how Malvis is like going for someone that can't walk really. Or she can walk, Janice can walk. Just not for long where the demon yeets her and drops her. Ouch. I kind of find Janice to be dumb by going in Annabelle's room and freeing the demon. It's like Daniela in Annabelle Comes Home, same kind of concept. Mr. Mullins told her deliberately not to go in there. Like, he probably should have told Sister Charlotte about it or something so the girls don't play around in there, but yeah, the demon's free. Chaos. And I like how we're like, it's like from the Curse of La Llorona. I like how we're with Janice, and then when Janice is possessed, we've lost Janice, and then we're over to, I don't know, sister or best friend, I don't know, Linda. And I just love how Linda thinks she got rid of the doll, it just appears where Janice was sleeping. That was quite funny. And possessed Janice gives me the chills, literally. The scares in this movie, and I forgot to say, and Annabelle Comes Home. Oh yeah, I did say, oh never mind. Yeah, Annabelle Creation scares are really good. The one with the daughter at the window, didn't like that. The one where the demon eats her for some that reason just scared me, just like boom. Oh, that made me jump. But I really like the Annabelle doll in this movie as well. Like, it's like everywhere, like Annabelle Comes Home. Annabelle, the normal one's just like in the doll room, really. Just sitting there, just moving his head. But it's like Annabelle Comes Home and moves everywhere, and I like that. And Marvel's is really smart by manipulating the Mullins to let the demon use Annabelle as conduit. I don't have to say it, shut up. Anyway, I like how he transitioned there. I like how we were with Linda and stuff, and I like when the two girls are under the blanket and they think Mrs. Mullins is scaring them. I like that scene. It's like, and then they were like quiet the next day, like, you can't talk about that, shut up. It's quite they're just scared, clearly. And I like it's not just Sister Charlotte and Linda affected by all the chaos. There's like all the other girls, especially the girl who got trapped in the barn. Rip, or didn't die, but oh, that was creepy. I didn't really like how Malvis kind of possessed the scarecrow things, kind of goosebumps again, kind of vibes. I don't know. I didn't know Malvis is so strong. And I like how Janice usually eats Sister Charlotte as she does this thing and she's just not realize she's rising. Like, I like Sister Charlotte, like, throughout the whole franchise. She's one of my favourite characters. Don't know why. Just do. Same as Linda, I guess. The world scene. Ugh. I just love Linda's logic in this movie. Sister Charlotte's like, what's that? Something's banging on the wall. And then Linda's like, no one cares to run. That was quite funny. Also, I like how we don't see Mrs. Mullins for a while as something happened, and obviously the audience want to know. And then she gets into that where Sister Charlotte, she goes in there with the doll. Jesus. It's like, what's going on? Tells the backstory. Then she dies. Lol. Not lol. Oof. Yeah, Mrs. Mullins dies that quick. Kind of disappointed by that. I thought she was going to be part of the final act to help the girls, but both the parents die. Then they all escape. The house goes boom boom. The lights. I don't like how they end. The police or whatever gets the Annabelle doll as Janice escapes from being trapped in the thing. And the older girls are just like, nope, we're not having her. And then, yeah, somehow, how does John end up with an Annabelle doll? I don't understand. It looks completely different as well. Unless someone's got it, or I don't know. But I know how it ended up with the girls from Conjuring at the start, but don't know how. And I liked how it kind of tied in with the first Annabelle, how we were with Janice for a while, as her name was Annabelle Higgins, adopted. Yeah, then she was like gone for like a couple years to join this cult with her boyfriend and came back to murder her parents. And then that's when it like carries on with Annabelle. 2014, yeah. Anyway, love this movie. I wouldn't mind rewatching it. It was a really, really good movie. My favourite Annabelle movie. It's really good, okay? I recommend it. It's got good scares. Anyway, my second, and everyone probably knows, well, some people probably know what it might be. Yes, the one that started it all, the Conjurverse, the Conjuring the original. It's my second, because this is a really, really good movie. Really love it. Won't mind rewatching it. The scares of this movie got me. Most of them got me the first time. Especially the one in the closet. Bathsheba's in the closet. Ugh, that scared me. And also the one where Lorraine falls down the thing and then pulls down the mirror and that maid's there. Like, look what you made me do. Yeah, but it's my second. Like, I really love how it's going all slow. Like, I kind of like, I do like slow pace type movies like Scream 4. But I like how it's like slowly building up to the actual event. Like how Carolyn's getting bruises everywhere. I like how it goes slowly. And I like how Ed and Lorraine are discussing it at their little meeting thing. How like the stages and Carolyn's there because she's like, oh, it's probably happened to me. Like it starts with bruises, like all like the clocks, like all slow. Then it goes a bit more like pictures falling, kids getting attacked, being trapped in the basement, then possession. I like how they did that. It's like slow, so, like I could deal with it. I loved it. And I like Ed and Lorraine's movie. I love Lorraine's like visions. It's quite smart. I wasn't too keen on it at first. I didn't really like how she had visions, but I do now. I'm okay with it now. As I watched the whole series, she's like I like how Ed was standing there near the tree where Bathsheba hung herself. And then Lorraine turns and sees like Lorraine just like sees every darkness in this house. And when she told Carolyn and Roger about her vision, said it flashbacks. I was like, when I watched it again, I just see her face. I'm like, oh god, she sees them. So she obviously knows there's a dark entity roaming this house. Obviously Bathsheba, who then she killed her children and then hung herself. Like, kind of similar to Lila Lorna. But the final act, I loved the final act. How Carolyn was possessed, got Christine and April. April's like hidden. What cameraman person was looking for her, and then he says it. Oh, Carolyn knows she's crawling away, and I like how Ed just shouts her name, and then Bathsheba just turns around, turns into real Bathsheba, and then Lorraine's magic hand turns her back into normal. Lorraine, Lorraine in this movie was really good. One of her strongest movies. She's like, I like how she's like bringing up the beach and that to try to get her back, and Roger was also helping. Is there a thing I didn't like about this movie? Let me see. Probably like one, like more Bathsheba. I really want to see more of Bathsheba. Well, probably a sequel or something or a prequel. Probably not, but we'll see. I do like the demon Bathsheba, and I don't know if I'll do a rankings on all the demons, but I'm doing a tier list of the demons soon, so stay posted. But I, eh, one of my favorite scenes from this movie is probably the clap clap where Carolyn's blindfolded. I was like, oh, that gave me chills. It was like I was hiding Christine in it, whatever her, I can't remember her name. Didn't really care about the kids. Well, I'm joking. I liked how she got yeeted by her hair. And then Lorraine cut it off. God, you need a little haircut now. I like how Ed really cares about Lorraine in this movie. Yeah, another thing I really didn't like how they kept wanting each other out or didn't want each other to come. Like, they work together and stuff. I know, like, Ed's scared for Lorraine, but kind of annoyed me how Lorraine kept God brought us together for a reason. Just there's actually something's happening, like kind of like get out. I like how I do love how Ed is really caring for Lorraine, obviously, because of what happened last time with the exorcism, as she saw his death, as you were seeing Conjuring 2. And also like the scene where Christine's like, it's behind you. Chills. This movie is just chills all over a vibe. It's the chills. It's like it's not that scary. It's not very scary. It's like just chilling movie. It's really just give me chills. But overall, oh yeah, I forgot to say, I loved how I just you know the April thing with the box of Warrior, my friend. I did like they did that because they wanted to try to involve all the like children and teen in the house, and obviously the youngest had to have an imaginary friend. Kind of predictable, but overall this movie was really good. I love this movie. I would rewatch it any day. Even like in a dungeon. And everyone knows what my number one is, and it's my opinion. I know my rankings might be weird for you, but it's actually quite similar to some people. Also, I forgot to say I love the how I think Bathsheba is like one of the smartest as well, along with Malvis. How Bathsheba knew that Lorraine and Ed were trying to like involve themselves and stuff, and then Bathsheba like kind of walked like kind of goes to I don't know if it goes like somehow goes to Lorraine and Ed's house, and then Annabelle's free with Bathsheba brushing her hair. I think it was Bathsheba. And then Lorraine senses it, and like it's obviously a warning to like stop helping the parents. And I like the scene. I like how Annabelle turns her head. I've never seen Annabelle actually move, and I find that was smart. But overall, I love this movie, and to the next movie, which is pretty obvious by now. Let's get to it then. I guess. Yep. Whatever. But yes, Conjuring 2 is my favourite from the Conjurverse, as people call it, because it's just, I love Valak in this movie. Valak is one of my favourite demon of all time, and they never really let Valak down, and that really annoyed me. And this is also Lorraine's best movie, in my opinion. I just love how she's shouting Valak, what's your name? She's, the actress, Vera, I think, she's brilliant in this movie. Her strongest, in my opinion. Also, I like how she predicted Ed's death, and she thought at the final act that he was gonna die, and it kind of annoyed me for Lorraine. As soon as Ed started drawing Valak or painting, why didn't Lorraine say anything? Like, I know Lorraine probably didn't want to panic Ed, but I would have said something at first. But I know it wasn't not that long after that she tells him who the demon of the painting is real. Yes, and Valak is really powerful in this movie, using a vulnerable ghost of Bill Wilkins to torment his family. And also, I think Crooked Man might get a spin off soon. But this is I want to see that. I like the Crooked Man. It would be interesting. It was kind of weird how it's moving, but anyway, I love how Janet, I think her name. I always got Janice and Janet mixed up from Animal Creation and 102. I was like, which one's which? But I think it's Janet. And I like this. I know it's like this movie's like 2 hours long, the longest movie in the Conjuring universe, and literally, I didn't get bored at any moment. I just love how the mom's just like doesn't believe it, like it just does something to prove it. Like, why would you do that? Ghost or Valak? Damn, right there. I guess Bill Wilkins, quote, wants them out of his house. But why would they do that? The thing I don't understand is why they're acting like this now. Like, it started then. I don't understand why it started. Did Valak want something with them? And I like in the end where Lorraine's in the room where Ed's like hanging up from the window, holding the curtains, and Valak's just in the corner, emerges from the darkness. That was really cool. And I like how Valak just yeets Lorraine to the wall. Then I like the aspect to figure out her name, as her name is actually Easter egged. Yep, Easter egged. All around Lorraine and Ed's house and other scenes. It says Valak. It does. If you rewatch it and like try when you're in Lorraine and Ed's house, you might see it most likely. Because I've seen it plenty of times, and I was watching Easter eggs for this movie and saw it. I was like, oh, oh. And also, my favourite scene is Lorraine's vision of the nun, probably. How the nun's down the hallway, Judy's pointing. I was like, oh, that's probably my favourite scene. I know it's a vision, but still a scene. I liked it. I was like, what's your name? I did like the kind of aspect of them trying to figure out her name. I was like, I wrote it down. I was like, oh, that's really smart. Then she gets a Bible. Yep, yep, yep. The family. I feel bad for that little boy. He must have been traumatized from, like, and her sister have a possessed sibling. And like how the middle child thinks she's a middle child is targeted. As never the oldest or the youngest. Like the Conjuring one. But this movie was really good, and I really like the aspect of how Valak, because this is one of Valak's smart moments, how Valak tried to get Janet to destroy the kitchen with just her, to seem like she's faking it to get them away. That was really smart of Valak. Really, really smart of Valak. And I like the aspect of the people thinking Janet's family are faking it. I did like that. There's something that made me laugh about this movie was the voice that Janet was like producing, aka Bill Wilkins. It kind of made me laugh. I could take it seriously, I really couldn't. I like how they had to turn around to seem like she was faking it. It was really smart for Valak and stuff. I don't know if it was just Valak or because Valak did most of the work, but I don't know if it was actually Bill Wilkins. No, it wasn't. He was just vulnerable and wanted to see his family, I think. I see it, and then Lorraine finds out the nun's like controlling him like a puppet. But overall, the nun in this movie is brilliant, and just love this movie. I'd watch it any day. I'd watch it in like the rain if I could. Totally not a joke to the final act. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more rankings of franchises like Halloween, I've watched. I could do Halloween rankings or Friday the 13th. Or Saw, just put it in the comments, I'll do it, or any other video ideas, because I might do, yeah, Scream 6 is confirmed, definitely, I've read it, I was like, oh, yay, Scream 6, I could do some talk on that, because I have a little theory, if you want to hear about it, I don't know, but, see you soon, bye, thanks for watching, and subscribe.